to provide more information about workers' compensation cases. Hi, my name is Steve Franco with the offices of Franco Munoz, where our mission is to maximize all the benefits that our clients are entitled to in their workers' compensation case. If you have liked our videos, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more information. Today I'm going to talk to you about the two types of injuries that you can have in a workers' compensation case, and it's important for you to know and understand these two types of injuries. First, the first type of injury that someone can have in a workers' comp case is what's called a specific injury. It's fairly simple. If you're on the job and something specifically occurs to you, you slip and fall, you are hit by a forklift, you fall off a ladder, you hit your shoulder against a wall. If the way and the manner and fashion that you get injured is something that you don't normally do as part of your job, that's called a specific accident. So that's the most common type of accident that occurs. You're doing some sort of work and something occurs to you and you get injured. Now, the second type of accident that occurs is called a cumulative trauma. And that's a little bit more complicated, but basically, it's an injury that occurs as a result of you performing your regular, usual, and customary job. Let me give you an example. Let's assume that you are a janitor and you work as a janitor for 10 years and you're washing the walls using your right hand, your right shoulder, and one day you're washing the wall, doing what you normally do, and you feel pain washing the wall. Well, if the injury that you have is as a result of performing something that is part of your job, that is not a specific incident. That is what's called a cumulative trauma. In other words, as a result of the repetitive nature of your job, you've developed a cumulative trauma injury. Same thing with someone who works in a warehouse. Maybe their job is to package boxes and they've been doing it for a couple of years. And one day they're lifting a box and putting it down and they feel a bit of a pain in their lower back. And suddenly the pain's shooting down their legs. Well, was that a specific injury, or is that part of your repetitive work that you've been doing for some time? Chances are that that's a cumulative trauma injury. Now, it's important to understand the difference, because when you have a workers' compensation case, you're going to have doctors who are going to be asking you questions. How did you get injured? Was this a one-off incident, or is this part of your regular routine? And so it's important to be able to let a doctor know, hey doctor, if you do a certain job over and over and the injury you had occurred while you were engaging in this job over and over, it's likely that it's due to the repetitive nature of your job. Now ultimately it'll be up to a doctor from the state to make the determination, but if you have an idea of why you developed a certain injury, you should be able to tell the doctor how you got injured and how it relates to the type of work that you do. Now, a cumulative trauma injury can also be due to just being exposed to your job environment. For example, there's something called baker's asthma, and many times bakers who work in a place where they make bread can inhale stuff from the air and develop asthma. And so that's a situation where someone can present with having asthma or having lung conditions, and they just were working, doing their usual work. There wasn't anything special, nothing specific that happened, but if their work environment and they exposing themselves to the work environment causes them to develop some disease or some condition, that's also a cumulative trauma. So again, the two types of injuries you have are called specific injuries, and then there's cumulative trauma injuries. And these are injuries that are important to know because they're going to be viewed differently. A specific injury will be based on how it happened. Was there anyone who saw you get injured? How was the injury that happened? Was there a force, etc.? And a cumulative trauma, there's different questions that are going to be asked. What's the type of work that you do? What do you do on a day-to-day basis? Are you constantly lifting things? Are you a construction worker and you're constantly going up and down ladders? Are you constantly in a very cold environment and now you've developed pain in your arms? The type of work that you do will play a big role in whether a doctor thinks that you have a cumulative trauma, a repetitive stress type of injury. If you have any questions about the type of injury that you have, feel free to give us a call at the number below. Again, if you have any more questions, you could also comment on the video below, and please subscribe to our channel. We're happy that you are here, and we're happy to continue to provide more information about workers' compensation cases.